you hear me?
Browser mute answer. Browser unmute.
Yeah, Father, I can hear you.
Yeah. Welcome. I am there. All the best.
Okay, Father.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll speak later.
Yeah, okay, Father.
Browser, shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Vrinda?
Yeah. Can I share my slides?
Sir, just wait.
Yeah.
Just a second.
Okay.
Vrinda?
Yes, sir.
Shall we start? Please.
Okay. Good morning to one and all present here. Welcome to the second day of ILLUMINISMO 2021. St. Pius College, Rajapuram is an abode of knowledge built by the forefathers of the Ark Apache of Kottayam to uplift the people of an underdeveloped region. St. Pius College is a fruit of the belief that social transformation and development are possible through educating and empowering people. From its inception in 1995 onwards, the college provides exciting educational opportunities for students from all backgrounds and locations. The institution offers sufficient chances for students to get involved in various extracurricular activities through the plethora of programs, activities, and clubs functioning on the campus. The Department of Commerce was established in 2014. The department offers a Bachelor of Commerce degree, one of the most demanding courses of the competing academic world. BCom with computer application as optional is offered with an aim to nurture commerce students with a high level of knowledge and competence. Today, the Department of Commerce is organizing the webinar on the topic Emerging Trends in Social Science Research and Academic Writing with the eminent resource person Dr. Babu Savio, Management Trainer, Popeye, British Columbia, Canada. Welcome you all to this webinar. The presence of the Almighty is essential for a bright start. Hence, I would like to invite Mr. Ebin Manoj for a short prayer.
Yes, sir.
പ്രഭാതകിരണം തെളിയുന്ന വാനം പ്രപഞ്ചനാഥ നിൻകരവിരുതല്ലോ നിത്യപ്രകാശമായി നീയുള്ളിൽ വസിക്കുവാൻ സർവേശ്വര ഞങ്ങൾ കുമ്പിടുന്നു വിജ്ഞാനദാഹത്താൽ പയസ്ഥിരി തന്നിലെ കണി ചേർന്നണയുന്നോരി പൂക്കളിൽ ജ്ഞാനത്തിൻ സുഗന്ധവും നന്മതൻ കാന്തിയും സ്നേഹത്തിൻ മധുരവും നിറച്ചിരണേ പ്രഭാതകിരണം തെളിയുന്ന വാനം പ്രപഞ്ചനാഥ നിൻകരവിരുതല്ലോ നിത്യപ്രകാശമായി നീയുള്ളിൽ വസിക്കുവാൻ സർവേശ്വര ഞങ്ങൾ കുമ്പിടുന്നു.
Thank you, Mr. Ebin. Now I invite Mr. Nikhil Mohan, Head of Department of Commerce, to welcome the gathering to the session.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Babu Savio, respected Principal, Mr. Biju Joseph, teachers, research scholars, and my dear students. A very warm good morning to all. It's a moment of extreme pleasure to welcome the guests who are present here attending this webinar. ILLUMINISMO 2021 is a 10 days international webinar series based on the focal theme, Emerging Trends in Interdisciplinary Sciences and Social Sciences, jointly organized by various departments of our college from August 3rd to 13th. I would give my regards and appreciation to all my colleagues who made this international webinar a reality. We, the Department of Commerce, proud to be a part of webinar. I would extremely honor and feel privileged to have the opportunity to welcome everyone on this webinar. I would like to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Babu Savio, management trainer of Pius, British Columbia, Canada. Thanks for accepting our invitation and coming over for this webinar. I am extending our heartily welcome to you, sir. I convey my regards to our principal, Mr. Biju Joseph, who encouraged and supporting us to conduct a webinar like this. He is also a good motivator and role model for us. I am extending our warm welcome to our principal in his absence. I convey my regards to our management for being the backbone of our all activities. I am extending our sincere welcome to all the persons representing the management. I am very happy to know that our former principal, Dr. Sister Mary Kuti Alex, is here. Thank you, Sister, for accepting our invitation. Sister is a very special personality for us. I am extending my heartily welcome to you, Sister. I would also like to welcome all teachers, research scholars, students who are present here for attending this webinar. To conclude, I wish all great success in your pursuits. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikhil sir, for those warm words of welcome. Now I request Mr. Renu Raju, Faculty of the Department of Commerce, to introduce the resource person, Dr. Babu Savio, and welcome him to lead the webinar.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Good morning, all. It is with great pleasure that I have joined this meeting. I am honored to introduce Dr. Babu Savio, who is a meticulous facilitator with more than 10 years of experience in the field of assisting teaching learning process for both the academic and professional sphere. Currently, he is working as a chief and management trainer at Pius in British Columbia, Canada. Dr. Babu has a great academic background. He pursued his doctorate degree from Bangalore University, Canada. Also, he has post-graduation degrees in various disciplines. That is MCOM from Mahatma Gandhi University, Kerala, MBA from the University of Madras, and MA from Mangalore University. Dr. Babu Savio proved his excellence during his previous services in various institutions. He worked as an assistant professor in prestigious educational institutions, St. Thomas College of Teacher Education, Todupuzha, Basilius College of Teacher Training Institute, Wayanad, and Jyoti Nivas College, Bangalore. He was an outreach worker and team leader in the Childline India Foundation, a collaborative venture of the Ministry of Women and Child Development. Dr. Babu Savio has achieved a highly appreciable positions in the field of publishing. Multiple purpose in various fields of his expertise. It is impossible to present him in detail in this limited time context. We are blessed to have you, sir, to this webinar. I invite Dr. Babu Savio for this section. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, all of you. Is it audible? Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So thank you very much, all of you, especially for inviting me to this webinar. Hopefully, I think this is the first time in my life that in my professional and academic career that I'm leading a massive group in by using the technology. So I think this is a blessed moment in my life that I'm able to be on this platform for presenting a topic related to research. So as he said that I am from the field of teacher education. Basically, I'm a commerce graduate, but I'm later I was trained as a teacher educator. So more than 10 years of experience. So I'm from Kerala, but basically I'm in Canada right now. So thank you for introducing me, Renu Rajan. He's one of my best students as I was in St. Thomas College of Teacher Education, Mailakumbu. So let me start with the session. So let me share my screen. Is it visible, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me give a brief outline about today's sessions that I'm gonna be present what is research and what research involves, why research is important, and social, especially social research and the major type of social research. What is it? What are the trends? We know that there are number of trends takes place in a research every now and then. So I will be having a brief idea about what are the various trends that takes place in social research. And also I would like to just take you to have a short discussion of the methodological issues in social research. And finally, last, not at the least, but it's like I'm going to just discuss about a format of a project, because all the people who may be attending this seminar, the webinar, will be research scholars or maybe graduate students, because research is really a most important factor, a crucial factor, even they are graduate students. So I will be having a short discussion of a brief discussion of a project, also the different areas like a format of a project at the end. So these are the summary and maybe the brief outline of the topic I'm going to discuss with this webinar today. So let me start with what do you mean by research? When you think about the word research, what things or what thought comes to your mind? Can anyone just turn on your microphone and say me something about what I said? Because I would like to just get a feedback from people like you, because you're gonna be sit more than as long as I'm in the whole sessions, just gonna be a listener. But I just prefer to start with like a discussion, like some of feedback from you. So could anyone tell what do you mean by research? Can anyone please? Anyone of you? Any idea about what is research? All are like passive like participants or active participants? Anyone wants to say, please? Hello? Yeah, sir, Nidin, maybe he's, yeah, sir, please. Sir Nidin wants to talk, I think. Sir Nidin? No. Sir Nidin?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
let
sir.
me, yeah, you can say, sir. Sir, what is your idea about research? Yeah. Anyone can answer, please. Okay. I will start. No worries. No problem. Okay. You know, research is like re and search. It's like we are searching something new or something existing one. It's like a studious activity that we have to have knowledge from existing one or new things. Research is active, a creative activity, a systematic inquiry, say that a detailed investigation. Research always based on predetermined norms and standards. Of course, research has it has well-defined objectives. Research uses different tools, techniques, and because of all that, it draw conclusion and suggestions to a problem that we have studied or undertaken. So that we can say research is a systematic investigation or study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and research and reach new conclusions. So as I said, research is a systematic process or investigation related to different areas. It can be something related to education. It can be something related to anthropology. It can be something related to science. It can be something related to technology. It can be something related to mathematics, or it can be related to anything. Anything. It may be like our day-to-day life. So when we study a topic, a systematic way, a studious way, we are approaching the problem with a well-defined objectives and goals, and we are using different type of sources and resources in order to get or establish the facts and the truth of the problem, or we wanted to have a conclusion about the real picture of the problem we have undertaken. So that's what research means. So we are here in this platform today to listen something related to research. So why we are here in this platform today? Why this topic is very important? You know why this topic is very important? The topic of research is why very important. As you are all students, is it important for you? Why you are here? Is it something compel you to come, or just you came, or you have any other definite goal to be here to attend the webinar? Of course, the topic research has brought you this online platform, and we are listening something related to the topic research. That's what I say. Research is very important for, especially for students. In simple, we say that, have you ever thought about how would be the world have been without any development of technology or anything? You know, if you go back to some 10 years ago or 15 years ago, what was the world? And what is the world today, and what would be? You know, there are a lot of changes, tremendous changes to the world, and every day these changes are taking place in and around us. How this changes is taking place? It's simply happening, or sorry. Okay, how these changes are taking place? So it's because we can say that research. Because we are searching for new things, we are modifying the existing one, we are finding new things, and we're gonna find new things in the future as well. So every now and then we are making a lot of information, or we are creating information, and the created information we are modifying, polishing, and we are getting new things every now and then. So to be specific with the topic, we can say that, I'm sorry, because we know that we know that the changes in and around is very fast. We know that the technological changes that makes a lot of lot of things in and around us, and we are living in the era of globalized community. So the business is changing, the phase of business is changing. For example, we can start business in our country, we can go out of domestic to national and international, and we can start business anywhere in the world. And because of we have the fastest way of changing the world and the world scenario of business, we have a lot of new access to enter it. All these are taking place because of new information and new changes and developments. And also we know that the society we live has a lot of changes. We know that we study and we get job, a lot of new employment opportunities coming, a lot of new business are coming up, so offering a lot of business opportunities. That's why the income of the people is increasing, and our quality of life and standard of life is improving and improving better and better every day. And also we get a high quality of product and services, so we have a better facilities, recreational facilities, comfort, health, everything, and almost everything related to our life is improving, and it's like growth and development. It's all possible because of the research. So they say that is the reason that say the research is more important in our life. So as per the context of today's presentation, we are just discussing about social science or social research. What do you mean by social research? Why or how the society is related with research? We know we living in the society, we are part of society. So whatever happens with the society is very important, because we as a human being, social relationship is very important. And we live in the community, and there are different type of things happening in the community. So the development of the community will also develop people and their lifestyles, everything. So to change the life of people, we need to have information or knowledge. We cannot live like 15 years or how we were like 15 years ago. And are we the same today and will be the same after 15 years? So there must be changes. There is already changes taken place and changes taking places, and it's gonna change in the future as well. So that we can say that society is to be changed. To have a changes, we need information, and we need to have a lot of researchers to change the face of society. That is what we say science or society, research related to society is a crucial factor, because it can give you authentic information about the people, how the people are behaving in the society, how the people are interacting in the society, how the people are taking part in different activities related to economic and non-economic activity that leads to the growth and development of the society. So that how do we know that? It's only possible because of conducting research. That's why I say social research is very important in these aspects. And also it's like, there are variety of problems that are faced by the society. Some are hidden, some are revealed, seen and unseen. So the hidden problems has to be revealed. The only means and ways to reveal it, conducting research. Like say that we know different issue related to academic and non-academic issues. We know that number of students are enrolling every year, but these all a good number of students who are just passing out of the examination. This is just get through the examination. It's like hard skill. They are not good in soft skill. Because of they are not good in soft skill, they are not elected to or selected for the right type of employment they wish to be. It's happening because that's called the disadvantage of educational system, because we are not organizing both hard skill and soft skill at a time. It's a problem of society and the system of education in the society. How we can solve this problem in the society? We say that people who are enrolling maybe for a bachelor's degree, like 300 students in a college in a year, all the students are getting the desired job in the future? No, not everyone. Some are getting placed in the wished they as per their desire or their ambitions or desires. Some are just getting through, or some are still they are doing something else to earning something in the future. So all these problems can be solved by conducting research. Why academic failures or why all these phenomena happens? So research is the main or ways to solve all these problems. So that's what I say we get an exact idea about all what's happening with our society. It's called a diagnostic way. We are diagnosing a problem and we are reaching into the conclusion how we can solve by adopting a systematic method, an inquiry, where you will be able to find an exact solutions of the society that we are facing. It's called we are immediately to address the problem in order to find a solutions to solve all these issues. That's why science and society and or society and research are interrelated and interconnected. So one second. Okay, next, let me come to the, I'm sorry. Okay, so as I said, social research are important in today's today's system. So let's just discuss about what are the different type of social research. I think all of you may know well about research and type of research. Here, I'm gonna just connecting. I mean, just hello. Here, I'm going to discussing about some of the social research. There are main three tablets that discuss about. Just have a discussion like exploratory research. It's just to help us to identify and define research problem. Another type of research is constructive research. These are the research we use to test theories and proposing solutions. Another type of research is called empirical research. This type of research we undertake testing the feasibility of a solution using real world data. Here, there are two main type of research in empirical research. They are qualitative research and quantitative research. Qualitative research, when you hear the word itself is qualitative. It's like, we can say that experience of human. It's a beauty, maybe like emotional maturity, like achievement, motivation. All these are related to qualitative aspects. Whereas when you come to the quantitative aspects, it can be taken in terms of numbers. So let me have a difference. Let me have a discussion about both the quantitative and qualitative research. So the term qualitative research focuses on quality or meaning of experience, say except how good or the status, etc. something. That means a quality or meaning of experience. It's related with the society or human or maybe something else. Whereas when you come to the quantitative aspects, quantity, it's like measurable facts, asking question about how much, how many, and how frequently. That is, we are focusing on qualitative and quantitative aspects. What is the philosophical roots of qualitative aspects of research? In qualitative aspects of research, the philosophical roots say that it integrates more subjective human experience rather than purely objective. It's more subjective, like external reality. It's belonged to the school of constructivism and interpretivism. You know, constructivism is we are constructing knowledge from something, from discussions, debate, or something like that. And interpretivism, maybe we are attaching something to the result we have in our hand. That is a philosophical background. When you come to the quantitative aspect, say that it's related with the positivism. That means it all the physical and social phenomena are dependent of the observer, are fairly stable over time and place, and can objectively observe and quantify. It's like, it's nothing but when you go to the qualitative, it's subjective, but when you come to the quantitative, it's more objective than subjective. What is the purpose or the goals of investigation of both research? In qualitative research, we can say that research, when you conduct a research, we have a definite objective, sir, to understand something, or to discover something, or to describe or the meaning of something, and then we generate a hypothesis. Maybe there exists something, there not existing something like that. We are generating the hypothesis out of what we have discovered or understood or described. When you come to the quantitative aspects, it aims to predict, control, or confirm, and we test the hypothesis. It means we predict something. After that, when you say that, we control them and we confirm them, and finally we test the hypothesis, whether it exists or not exists. The problem actually, the predicted one exists, the control one exists or not exist, based on statistical tools and all. What is the main characteristics of qualitative research? It's more flexible. It doesn't mean that less indisciplined or easy to implement, but it follows the same measures of quantitative research. If we well designed, and if we have a quantitative aspects, everything we include in that one, then we can conduct it like the same as the way we conduct in quantitative aspects. Whereas when you conduct it one, the quantitative aspects is like it's structured and predetermined norms and standards. How do we collect data under qualitative aspects? Under qualitative aspects, the researcher as an instrument bringing his or her own perspectives to the selection and meaning of data, his own perspectives like convenience, quota, or like the way as he wishes collecting the data. But when you come to the quantitative aspects, most of them use like external instruments. These tools are more commonly used one by students, teachers, or staffs. These are instruments. It's like interview, test, survey, or checklist, something like that. So when you see that qualitative and quantitative aspects of research are very important or crucial in social research, most of them might be undertaken or maybe gonna undertaken in the future, or we are ready to almost ready to undertaking a research in the coming, maybe in the future. So when you conduct a research in qualitative and quantitative aspects, these points can be keep in mind, so that will help you to have a clear understanding about the problem that you are going to undertake in the future. So when you are particularly discussing about qualitative research, there must be some questions in your mind, or in my mind, or in your mind, while you are taking about the research problem. Because when you are going to take a research problem, you should be very clear or the nature of the phenomena you want to study. Maybe you are going to study something about the human experience. So the experience or human, it may be a human phenomena, or maybe the human experience. When you say that, you cannot count it, you cannot express it in numbers, or not personal perspectives or cultural aspects, etc. Say that shouldn't be in number, it cannot be counted, but it should be human experience. So that question should be keep in mind, especially when you are going to take a qualitative research. It shouldn't be a counter or expressed in numbers, but it's like a qualitative aspects like personal perspectives or cultural aspects, something like that. What do you want from the phenomena? What you are going to exactly study about the problem that you're going to be undertaken in the future? The problem in your hand. How do you go? What should be the perspectives? What should be the perception? The problem that you have undertaken will be undertaken in your hand. How do you going to experience the problem? Because most of the things in my experience, when I taught during the last 10-12 years of my experience in teaching field, whenever I have conducted research, I know most of the students, what they do is they just copy a text from something, or maybe they are taking from internet. They just copy it, just called plagiarism. Just they copy everything as such, and they just edit the topic, even the tool, everything, and they just copy it and they just prepare the report. So that the problem is the researcher is not making any relationship with the problem is undertaking. That means there is no involvement of the problem he's gonna take up or he will be taking up. So that will be a trouble too, because the type of research will be undertaken by the scholar. If he doesn't know anything about the problem, he'll just preparing a report only, not he has taken the problem as such. So the thing is that you should experience what you're going to take up. You know, in your personal life, when you're facing with the problem, you will have the emotional feeling of the problem that you're facing. So you will be discussing with some people, or your personal experience will help you to solve the problem. Then and there only you can say that I really felt the problem. That's what I am happy today. I'm solved the problem. Because I'm solved the problem, I am happy. To solve the problems, I have considered a lot of variables, and all the variables, some were easy to handle, some were not able, and some even not known very well to me. But still, I was able to solve the problem, and I was able to find a solution. This is because you put your heart, a soul, or your mind, and everything, because you wanted to solve the problem. So that's what you say. When you are taking up of a research, it is very important that you should experience the problem or the phenomena you are going to take in the future. And one thing is very sure, that be clear about your goals. What all the goals you have ahead of you when you are taking up of the research. Especially, you should be able, why you are doing the study. Is it part of your master's degree or your bachelor's degree or your MPhil or your PhD? The only sake of submitting the report, I have taken up of the study. Is it right? I don't know. Think so. Maybe I want to solve the problem because I wanted to see all the things. I want to travel. And I want to see everything, both sides of me, or everything is come to me, and I want to feel it, so that I can write a book very well, whatever I have seen and I have experienced, I felt. So it should be very clear about, especially when you are will be taken social research, especially qualitative aspects of research. So let me come to the next session of the topic is that trends in social research. It's when I was asked about the topic, I just referred like some of the areas, what are the trends that takes place around the social research, and especially in the field of education. So let me be very clear about these things. They say that, what do you mean by trend? That means new things taking place around us, especially in the field of research. Maybe I'm very clear about, the research today is becoming a more complex process. It means that it's not just like taking about the topic. Research is not becoming very easy, but more than that, there is a lot of problem with the research process we are going to be undertaking in the future. It's like the trend especially takes place, especially in the area of management of data. How do we manage the data? We need to have enough data to go ahead with the research topic or the problem that we are taking up. And also we need access, especially for the subject related area. As we the research is it's a complex process. We need to have a lot of resources. To have the resources, we need to have a reference. And also, when you taken up the research, a methodology is becoming a problem. Research methodology. What type of methodology you're going to be undertaking to study the topic? So we need a well-coordinated and collaborative research methodology in order to study the topic in a fruitful way. And the second thing is applied research with social and economic impact. We know that today society is facing a lot of problems. We have a lot of theory, or we have a lot of information, but all these theoretical or information we have to use in order to find different problems faced by society. We know society is facing a lot of problems. We know poverty is it's a problem that society is facing, and climate changes, that's a problem. Social justice, and there are a lot of n number of problems that education and education related activities facing today. So how do we go solve all these problems? And a lot of economical reforms, social reforms, everything is happening in our society. We have a lot of information, but how do we process the information? How do we use the information to find a better solutions to solve all these problems. It's like there are trends takes place in every areas of society, but how much we are using all these sources to solve the problem is a question, because research can be used to address all these issues. So, but do we have adequate preparations to conduct research by using all this information or whatever changes takes place around the society? Another thing we know that is technology related or enabled research and scholarly communications. We know that technology helps us a lot. With the help of technology, we are going a lot ahead. I mean, we are proceeding ahead. We have more, like we call, with technology, we have a very fast and very speedy way of processing informations. But are we skilled in using technology? We know that a lot of changes are taking place, a lot of new changes or new facilities are coming up or already developed, and most of the research taking place in different parts of the world. They are using different sophisticated gadgets in order to process the data or conducting research. And also, we have an internet platform. It's called internet platform. We have different sources, different research eminent scholars conducted different research. Their sources are available in this in internet. So are we using all these sources? Are we able to access all this information by single click? It's another type of trend takes place in research, but still we are benefiting a lot from all these things. Another thing is like a term used in the social research, a trend takes place is like strategic illusion. It's a particular term used is like, we as a human being, a lot of new things are coming to our mind, because as an individual, new insights are developing, or new insights related to a problem takes place, so that it can be anywhere, not in the school or in the college. It may be somewhere you are traveling on the way, the problem that you are taking up, suddenly an intuition, it comes to your mind. So that solutions can be used to solve the problems. So this is also applied in social research. Other than many other aspects, a strategic intuition is one of the strategies used in solving the problem, especially in social research. Another thing is like exploit latest digital tools. You know that different websites, internet platform. We have a lot of digital tools are available in order to process our research. I mean, in order to find the solutions of the problem we will be studying. Like so many digital tools, so many things we have available. It takes time to explain each and every one of the things, but it seems like technology enabled research, almost similar point of the same one. So we have different technological tools, so you can use of the tool so that it will help you to find easy solution or better solutions. Like, so you can say that Twitter, Facebook, all these are digital platforms, social media. So this can be used for maybe finding your topic related to your area of research. So it can be used as a reference for, because different people are conducting research and all they are uploading their their findings and their research paper, their abstract, so that you can have a reference from all these. And also there are a number of digital tools available in order to make the research process easier. Another thing is like that there are a lot of theories are available. A theory without research is always like a body without bone. If you have a supporting theory, your studies will be, you can conduct a research in a very meaningful way. The problem is, you should have a supportive theory in order to study the topic you have taken. Like say Maslow's theory of hierarchy. When you are studying about motivation of an employee in a particular company, you can use any motivation theory like X to Y theory, Room's theory, hierarchy theory. So you can use any theory of motivations developed by researchers. So if you have a theory, the problem is it should coordinate, it should correlate with the topic you have undertaken. Another thing is like leverage technology. The thing is, when you use the technology you are taken up will be useful for you, especially for your research work. It should not be something like, it's just wasting time. So that what are the things happening is the way that you are processing the information, studying the subject will help you to make it come to a conclusion in a very, very fast manner by the help of the technology. Another one is focus on personal observation. As a researcher, your perspective is very important, but not your subjectivity. Your subjectivity never add with the research topic. It should be very careful. Bias should be avoided. Should be always objective rather than subjective. So your energy that you are spending to conduct the research should be useful by away from the bias, especially personal convictions. And the last and the final one is freedom from format. Modern research has whenever you are undertaking a research, you will be getting a format from your faculty members. So you're always going with the strict format, the standard format or the recommended format of the guide proposed to you. But if you feel that you want to prepare in a novel way and you need to have some novelty in the preparation of the research report, you can have it, provided there should be a rationale behind the preparation of the report format. So you can have enough freedom to have your own format with rationale. Like you should be able to explain why I am adopting this format, why I'm using this format. So like these are some of the trends taking place in social research. Some of all these we can say that research is more complex activity, so you can approach the research in a systematic way. A lot of things are happening in and around our society, especially social economical reforms. Impact of all these, we can use the best method to conduct research to address issue related to social aspects. The technology is a vital sources. We can use it and different platform, especially as I said, social media is becoming one of the dominant areas of sources. They can be used to gathering information to process the data, especially when you are writing the report or statistical analysis and all. And one of the point I have just left here is a scriptural references. It's nothing but it's called the references. Whenever you are copying something, there should be authentic way of copying things. It's called, there should not be any plagiarism. The information you are taking up from the sources or maybe from different sites, it should be shown in the references so that they can say that there is authenticity. So all these are we give a validity of the research you have undertaken, so that we can say that our research we have taken up is concluded or prepared in a very systematic way. Next topic, as I said, there is a methodological issues in research. As I said, one of the point in recent trends like methodological issues. What do you mean by methodology and what do you mean by methodological issues? Before that, let me say that research method and methodology is different. Methods are, it's capture the means or modes for collecting data, especially for publication of research. You can say that the way that interviewing or survey, etc. And in some cases, how you want to analyze, compute, infer from the research. So example, qualitative and quantitative methods. As I already said, research methods, qualitative and quantitative are some of the research methods. But when I come to the methodology, Methodology is something different. Methodology is a way that we are approaching the problem. Methodology is like the way, can say that the way that we are approaching the problem. So there are, there are a lot of methodological issues that we are facing in today's research. Let's see some of them. What are the methodological issues we are facing in research? Especially the way when you are conducting a research, the title itself is a problem for us. When you are selecting a title for a research, when you are conducting a research, because you are taken up as a PG student or a postgraduate student or a degree student or a MPhil student, you are going to conduct a research. So it could be like an analytical perspectives of Kerala Industrial and Technical Consultancy Organization, or called Kerala Material and Minerals Limited, Kerala State Financial Enterprises. It could be anything. So what it could be like analytical perspectives. The title itself, we say that analytical perspectives. So the problem gonna be happen is with the title, you need to have some objectives. There are different ways you can formulate the objectives. Say example, to study, or to see, or to the status, or to examine, or to evaluate, or to analyze, or to compare, or to see the association. The thing is that when you are setting the objectives, the objective you are setting should be related with the tools, the data, the statistical techniques, the literature, the interpretation. Everything should be matched with the objectives. Because in the future, when you are going to process the data, there will be it's not matching. It will not be matching. So example, the title you have set, always keep in mind the title you have set in mind should have some association with the objectives you're going to set in the future. So because the objectives must have, because you are going to analyze the data based on the objectives you will be setting for the study. That's what I say that the topic and the literature review. If you are going to study about analytical perspective, you should have a literature that is related with the analytical perspectives of study conducted in different areas. Maybe any company, or maybe a researcher already might have conducted a study related to one of the companies like Kiko, KMML, or KSFE. So those kind of analytical perspectives related is literature related to analytical perspectives can be used in your study, because your study is also same. So that the literature review will also have some relations. And the way you collect the data, we have two type of data: primary data, that's also called as baseline data, or secondary data. The baseline data is we are primarily collecting. It's from the field, maybe by interview, questionnaire, or something. But the secondary data is a data that already used. But most of the research, we need both primary and secondary data. But be careful, keep in mind that when you are conducting a research like this topic, your data must be related to your topic, it not something else. And also tools. In a research, we use different types of tools. It can be like a standardized tools that is already prepared and validated by eminent people in the research field. Another type of tools we have is like the researcher itself will prepare and validate. Because as per the demand, if some research tool may be not available, so what they do is they prepare the tools and they validate the tool with the help of experts in this field. So the tools that we are gonna use to collect the data must be related with your study. So otherwise it will be a problem in your methodology. Now the thing is like statistical techniques. We know this, we use different kind of statistics, like mostly like descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. But the statistics that you're gonna take up to process your data, it should be something related with your objectives. If it is not related with your objectives, it will not give a clear answer, or the findings will not be true, and it will be something else what you are not planned. Next thing is interpretation. So whenever you are getting a result after conducting the research, definitely the findings of the research will be put into, it's like you have to interpret the result. The result will always interpret with the help of published resource. It means that the same kind of research might have conducted by somebody, same area, so that you can take up those research in order to support your findings, or maybe the interpretation of your findings, so that you say that the way that you are interpreted the result is accurate, because there is a supporting evidence. Another thing is bibliography. In the research, bibliography is one of the crucial thing, because you have a lot of information, you have listed a number of things, you have a lot of literature, you have written a lot of things in the report. But what is the authenticity of the report? The authenticity of the report is always based on the sources of information you have collected in order to write the report. So that we said every information you taken from, whether it is a textbook, whether it is from internet, or if it's published data or unpublished data, or maybe from any sources, you should have a reference. Those reference must be there in your report. So that's what I say. When you write the bibliography, it should be there. Everything, whatever you have taken up, so the citation, whatever you have cited from these and these site must be there. It should be in like a alphabetical order, or we say that American Psychological Association, a format, APA format, we should follow in order to write the bibliography. So that we can say that my report is accurate and it's true to the best of my knowledge and best of the, what do you call, the ethics of writing research report or conducting research. Especially when I wanted to say that these all are related with the problems we face with the methodological issues. The first thing is, the primary thing is, the topic you have related must be feasible and possible. The objectives you are setting to study the topic must be related with the topic you have taken up. The literature you're gonna cite, you're gonna take must be related with the topic. The data may be primary or secondary. It should be to study the topic you are taken up. It's not to write something else. The tools you are gonna take up, maybe you are using to study or to gather the data from the field, must be related with the topic you have selected. And the statistical techniques, it could be like, even you are a finance student, or a financial related aspects, like if you're gonna take up something, right, what a profitability study, you're gonna using ratio analysis as a techniques. So it should use that ratio in order to study maybe the financial report that you have collected with the topic you have selected, not something else. So it should be related to the topic. And interpretation always, it should be connected with some findings already done in the field of the same topic, so that it gives you a strong connection, I mean, to the best, or the what do you call, the valid results by maybe a valid result by taking up all the result already published by research in the field of research. So these are some of the methodological issues we should keep in mind when you are conducting research, especially in the field of social aspects and even in financial aspects. I know that there are both business students, maybe social studies related students, or maybe from the field of education or science, maybe from different disciplines. All these are important aspects if you are conducting a research. And let me have the last area, like I'm going to just discuss with the formal social research process, or a format of a research. There are different ways. You can see different universities follow different formats. These are the format I've just taken up from Periyar University, recently done research by an MPhil scholar. And this is the format of the same of the research report. So I'm going to have a discussion about these format. So this will be helpful for, especially for BCom students, MCom students, like PG and UG students, and also people who are going to take up research in MPhil field, especially in the commerce and management field. You know, the format is like there should be an introduction and a design of the study. And there will be a review of literature and area or profile or industry profile. And there will be analysis and interpretation and findings and conclusion. These are the main steps or the format or the content of a project. Let's have a discussion of all these. Let's know what is introduction. In introduction, suppose we say that, I'm sorry. Introduction and design of the study. Let's see what is a introduction. You know, it's like an introduction and design of the study. Suppose the topic my friend has taken up was tourism. He was taken up a study in Alleppey district, and where he will have a detailed picture in the introduction category. I mean, introduction stage. For example, caption 1.1, introduction and design of the study. It says about what is generally the world top tourism destination. In narrate, it will have a lot of literature. It's true. It should be something related to, not something, it should be related to the tourism. You give an overall idea about, or a general idea about the tourism destination in the world. And the second one, Indian tourism industry, especially as the study is taken in Indian scenario, we will be discussing about Indian tourism. And what is the place of Indian tourism, especially compared to the world? What is the place, India's place in among the world tourism? And where next is coming to the Kerala tourism, and where is coming to the especially Kerala backwater tourism, and especially he has taken up in Alleppey, but since we are having the session in Kasaragod, we can say in Kasaragod backward the tourism. So you know that in the introduction stages, you know how the topic is explained very well by the researcher. He has given an overall idea about the industry he has taken up, or called the topic he has given. It's a very detailed information about the topic the researcher has taken up. Excuse me. And within the introductory stages, we will have an operational definition. You know, what do you mean by operational definition? As a researcher, different terms we will be using in the study, you have to put in an operational terms. Say example, tourism. Tourism, how we are going to define tourism. You may be, say example, tourism in Alleppey district. Different type of tourism activities organized by the tourism department in Alleppey district is called as tourism in Alleppey. These are the tourism activities in order to attract the people of, in order to attract different people to Alleppey districts. So you can put the term in such a way. That means you are operationally defining the terms we will be using in research. Maybe your research, there will be different terms you will be using. All the terms you will have to be operationally defined. That means the research will have a, that means the terms we will be using in the research will have a, what you call, an authenticity. The next one is, you should state the problem. A study related to tourism activities in Alleppey district. That is, you are stating the problem. There must be, every study you are undertaken will have to be state, because it is a problem. You have to state as a researcher, you have to state the problem. And another area in the introductory stage, in the introduction stage, is objectives of the study. See, as I said, the methodological issues. When you taken up the study, you have a different objectives in your mind. You are taking up the study with the different objectives, with an intention that I have to get answer of different problems. In the present study, the researcher is going to address various issues related to tourism. Why tourism in Alleppey district is not attractive, or what are the attractive areas of tourism in Alleppey district, maybe the advantages and disadvantages. So as a researcher, you state the objectives like to study the tourism activities, different tourism activities taking place in Alleppey district, especially, or in terms of backwater. As a researcher, the facts, objectives in your mind is that you want to see different activities. So it's clear, the objectives is clear. Next, what are the problems faced by tourism industry in Alleppey district? Problems, what are the problems? Second objectives. And the second thing is, what are the attractive things, or what are the factors that attracting people to backwaters in Alleppey district? There may be to examine, such as say, to examine what are the factors that attracting tourists to the backwaters of Alleppey district. You put the three objectives are very clear. So you have operationally defining all these terms. You have stated the problems very well, and you are setted the objectives. After three objectives, you say to find problems and remedies for the different problems occurs in the field of tourism in Alleppey. So first you study, second one is to examine, and third one is, maybe you can say that maybe another objective is to analyze, or to compare, or to evaluate, or to judge, or to see some differences. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objectives already set in one by one. So that means the researcher is now very clear about how he is proceeding. And the next thing is the scope of the study. As you have taken up the study as a researcher, you find there is a lot of scope, ample number of opportunities by taking up the study. If you find some result, that result will be useful to the tourism department in order to improve the existing tourism industry in Alleppey. So you are highlighting some of the advantages or maybe disadvantages. So you can submit the report to the tourism industry so that they can use the research report in order to improve the better conducting of activities in the field of backwaters in Alleppey district. So very clear. Now we are gonna use research methodology. So here, if you are studying, you can use literature, just literature. What is happening with, you can go to the tourism department, you can talk to the people, what is happening with maybe like a primary data, maybe not primary data. You can talk to the people, what is happening, what is the trend, how it is going and all. You can take a literature. Or the last 1 year report from the tourism industry in Alleppey can be used in order to write, or take the literature in order to write a report in the first objectives. And when you go to the second, to see what are the factors, to see or to study the factors, what you need to do is you can go with like take a opinion from people from the field of tourism industry in Alleppey district, especially like what do you call the boat or like maybe what do you call it is like different people working in the field of a tourism industry. So you can talk to those people by preparing a questionnaire like a tool. I said a questionnaire or interview schedule or a test you can prepare or a checklist you can prepare, and you can go to the field and you can collect the data, and based on the data you can analyze the data, and based on the analysis you can give an exact picture what are the factors affecting the tourism industry in the field of in Alleppey district. Next one is after research methodology, you can analyze the tools. How you are analyzing tool? All the collected data, you can take all the collected data and you can tabulate the data. After doing the tabulation, and you can process the data and process the data by using different type of strategies or different type of techniques. Using different techniques, you can bring the result or process it, find the result. And where also the important thing is you can have your own notions like hypothesis. You say that the tourism industry is the reason to not developing tourism industry in Alleppey or Kasaragod district is this reason. You say yes or no. If you say yes, you have to test it. Yes or no, you have to test it by using techniques. That's called you are forming the hypothesis. There exists some problem, there not exists some problem. You say that hypothesis like what do you call H1, H0, like the what do you call operational hypothesis, like H1, H0. You say there exists something, and you say H0 is there doesn't exist something. So after you are processing, finding or processing the data by using the statistical techniques, you can say it's yes or no. If it is yes, you can accept it. If it is no, you can reject it. It related with the study. But the researcher here has formulated the hypothesis, and he tested the hypothesis based on the data using statistics, and he accepted or rejected based on the findings. And the next area in the introductory stage is period of study. If it is a small study, it can be conducted a short period of time, like 3 months or maybe like 6 months. Maybe it's like what do you call post research, and like what do you call doctorate related something. It's gone more than years because it's a need more time to study. But as a student like a PG or UG student, it hardly take 1 month or 30 days or maybe 40 days or 50 days, something like that. So you have to mention or specify how long you have taken to conduct the study. So when you're writing the report, you should also include in the report that the duration of the study. And next thing is should be mentioned is area of study. Which area? It's very clear. The area is tourism. And another thing is field work and collection of data. Exactly. It should be mentioned in above. It should supposed to come at the first, like from which area you have which field you have to collect the data. Are you collected the data? Have you collected the data area from the relevant field or maybe somewhere else? It should also be mentioned very clearly. What were the samples, the population, everything must be mentioned in the report. And of course, like any other things, it will have some limitations. Like for everything, there must be limitation. As a researcher, it's your prudence that you should also be mentioned in the report that what are the limitations you have faced in the research, especially during the period of research you have taken up. So you see that all this caption must be included in your research. Never skip any of this one, because these are the part and parcel of a research, especially in first one. And the second one says about the researcher says about the review of literature. What do you mean by review of literature? I have already given an idea about what you mean by review of literature. So let me just skip it very fast. It's nothing but if you have more than one variable, you should have a literature related to all the areas of the variable. So it's like you can put into different like variables related to this, variable related to this, because that will give you a backup for your studies. Another thing we have to be taken up in the research is like, you know, in the research methodology, it's like you should have variables like dependent variable, independent variable, extraneous variable, control variable, uncontrolled variable, all must be clearly mentioned in that one. Next thing is in the report is like population. Population should be the whole, the universe. You should also mention, suppose if you are conducting study in Alleppey district, you should mention about the population. Next, as I said, sample and population. Sorry, sample. Sample, it should be like, you know, say example, this is a sample. Suppose if you are conducting study among 30 teachers, you should take in the sample from urban, rural, government, aided. You can take samples from different segments on the same field from different segments. Okay. And it's also a type of sample you have taken, like in Kerala, Thrissur district, we have a different area of Thrissur district. So we allowed the samples from different areas. Another thing I said, tools used in the study, you know, like there are different tools we use in the study, like experimental tools, schedules, checklists, survey, questionnaire, interview, case studies, everything. We can use all of that, but it should be related with the objectives or the type of study you have undertaken. And especially with the tool, when you are preparing, you should be very careful about the tool you have prepared. I said there are two types of tools, standardized tools and validated tools. You know, while you are preparing a tool, you should be very careful. You should follow a systematic procedure. It's like when you are preparing a tool, you should follow to keep in mind that you have to prepare a blueprint. It's like an engineer prepare a blueprint of the a building. You have to prepare a blueprint where, you know, every item you are gonna prepare the tool must be included in the blueprint, and you should item each and every items. Especially if I'm gonna conducting a business aptitude test, I should write all the items related with the business aptitude. And you have to prepare an initial draft. You have to validate the draft. You have to prepare validation means you have to give to experts to see the content of the test are good, matching or not. Then based on the opinion, you can prepare the second draft. You can establish the reliability and validity of the tool. You can conduct a pilot administration among a sample. Then you can prepare the final draft. As I said, these are the blueprint. You have to consider item related to the topic or the areas of tool you are going to prepare, because it's give a validity, reliability, and objectivity of the tool you're going to take up. Another area of research is like the research design, especially when you are having a social research. In qualitative research, especially descriptive study, you know, you should follow a research design. First of all, you have to identify the variable. You have to have a research related literature. Then you have to prepare the tool. Then you have to prepare the you have to identify the population and the sample. Then only you have to collect the the data, populate the data, and you can administrate the tool. Then you can write the report. And the same like you have also have the same in a experimental design. The one I have showed is like survey design. This one is called experimental design. We should also have to 4 different phases. Especially when you are using the statistical techniques, should keep in mind that you should have objectives first, and the type of statistics you use in the study and why you are using the test should be clearly mentioned. Suppose we are using status study, we can use percentages analysis. Suppose if you are using study, I mean, you are studying to see the effectiveness, you can use like inferential statistics like ANOVA, ANCOVA, chi-square, and all that. And if you want to see the difference between two variables, you can use a t-test, so you can see the differences. And if it is something you wanted to find out the relationship, of course, you can use a r-test. So these are one of the important area, like when you are conducting the analysis and interpretation, you should have a table like that, because the type of study, the objectives of the study, the statistical analysis you are going to be taking up, the methods, and why you are taking up that particular statistical techniques. So because of the time constraints, I'm just limiting my presentation up to this. So let me be concluded these things, like when you are conducting research, we have a tendency to copy things from someone already taken up. So the best possible way, avoid copying things. Try to be a researcher, try to understand the research process, and you follow things according to an order. The first and the foremost thing as a researcher you need is that you should try to find out a topic that is to be addressed or that can be solved by you. Then you should have a systematic inquiry related to the topic you have taken up, and you have to collect resources from various sources, and you should seek the support of people, and you should use a systematic way every stages of the research study, so that you can conduct a research in the best possible way. One more thing I wanted to say, you will have an allotted guide. It is not the guide who is deciding the research work. Guide can only act to help you to facilitate your research process. You should be the one or the backbone to taking up the research and finding a solution. And also you can seek assistance from different sources, and you can conduct the research in a studious and a systematic manner, so that the result you are gonna publish to the society will be fruitful and useful to improve the societal aspects of, or the social realm of people in our society. So with this, I'm just concluding my presentations today. Especially I was able to not conclude the final areas, some of the areas, but I know I was able to cover almost everything. Because of time constraints, we have to also respect the next presenter, and is very patiently waiting for us. It's almost time, and now let's move into the discussion. And now you can post your queries, and I will try to answer now.
Babu sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir. Due to the time constraint, we are canceling the Q&A session because we have another session at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
we
sure.
can raise the question, or participants can put their questions in the feedback form. That way we can answer it. Okay. So I directly into the water tank session.
Yeah.
So thank you all. We all know, respected Babu sir, we are honored to you because it was a great session that is on emerging trends in social science research and academic writing. We were all keen to listen to the topics that you have covered today, and I am sure that we all have benefited a lot from those. It was a great session, sir, and we have learned a lot on the importance and relevance of research, trends in social science research, and how to prepare a research paper. I strongly believe that this will be a foundation stone for all our students present here in their research career. So we are all grateful to you for your valuable time, sir. On behalf of Department of Commerce and the whole St. Pius family, extend our sincere gratitude to you, sir. Thank you, Babu, sir, for your inspiring session.
Thank you.
Sri Biju Joseph, sir, our principal, is also with us. Thank you, Biju Joseph, sir, for your valuable time, your guidance and support. Dr. Sinos Periatan, sir, convener of organizing committee, ILLUMINISMO 2021, is also here with us. I extend our gratitude to Sinos, sir. And this session is a result of untiring efforts of Sri Nigil Mohan, sir, head of the Department of Commerce, with a deep sense of appreciation. I thank you, Nigil, sir, for making this program a reality and a huge success. I also extend our sincere gratitude to all faculty members from St. Pius College, Rajapuram, and from various other institutions who are present here for spending their valuable time with us. Thank you all. And I also thank non-teaching staffs and various committee members. They are present here. And I also extend our sincere gratitude to all research scholars, alumni, and students who participated in this program. Once again, thank you all for your wonderful cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Dear participants, please submit your